Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Paper Mario Pro Mode. Fresh off a Super Boss win, I confidently enter Chapter 3, ready for everything and anything it throws at me. Chapter 3 actually does have some really cool stuff going for it, so let's jump right in. Forever Forest hasn't changed, but its enemy loadouts sure have. First enemy I encounter and there's a Bizap already. Fun fact, Bizaps are actually in Chapter 3, but you have to find a secret area of Forever Forest and hit a tree with a beehive attached to it to fight them. In Pro Mode, they're just out in the open, and with 6 attack power, they're not to be trifled with. Take them out ASAP. And now there's Dry Bones. This is a really cool thematic enemy choice, actually. Forever Forest is supposed to be a place where you get lost for eternity, so having Dry Bones represent Koopas that have been eternally lost was a really cool touch. However, they're Chapter 8 enemies, and thus are really, really strong. Good thing Bombette takes care of them easily. We move on to Gusty Gulch. There are now more rocks that look like the rocks Clefs use to trick you, and they just sit there and make you afraid of there being more Hyper Clefs. Oh, and since we finished Forever Forest, Forest Fuzzies could paralyze you and Piranha Plants could poison you. Unfortunately, I didn't have footage of either status being inflicted. The only new enemy in Tubba Blubba's castle is the Red Clubba, a Clubba with 20 HP, 5 attack, and the ability to shrink you. Luckily, I'm pretty familiar with the wonky multi-hit guard timing for the Clubba, so guarding the Red Clubbas, despite him attacking like twice as much, wasn't too much of a problem. There are a lot of these guys running around, so I'm going to show you where they all are throughout the castle. This room is pretty notorious amongst early pro mode players for how ridiculous it is. There's not a lot of patterns. I tried to find a couple, but it was mostly random. So I save stated through it because I'm way more concerned about combat than some silly spike puzzle. And now we're at Tubbo's Heart. The heart has a Hyper Goomba and a Hyper Para Goomba with him, making things a little tricky in the beginning. Basically, my strategy boiled down to utilizing Shrink Stomp to mitigate damage and use Out of Sight when necessary. Once the Hyper Goomba and Hyper Para Goomba were gone, it was easy to keep Tubbo's Heart in check and just keep Shrink Stomping him and healing. We're actually not done. Tubba Blubba now has 40 HP in Pro Mode compared to 10 HP after recombining with his heart. But to be frank, it doesn't really change how easy it is. I shrink stomped him. He couldn't outright KO me even with missed blocks because of it. Profit. Win. And with that, Chapter 3 is finally over. There weren't a lot of area changes, but the Red Clubba more than made up for it in my opinion. I loved that enemy. Anyway, that's it for this episode. More Super Boss action and more is coming before I start Chapter 4, so stay tuned. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe for more Pro Mode, and be sure to follow me on social media. All links are in the description below. Later.